Are you going to push for Secretary Mayorkas to be impeached if you become the Speaker in January?
I think we'll talk a little bit about that more today. I'm going to go down, sit down with the border agents, get a firsthand knowledge of what is happening today, because I do not trust what Secretary Mayorkas has told the nation. Every fact is what he has said is not true from everything we have seen. But I'm going to go firsthand, get the knowledge with a number of other members, and we'll talk a little bit more about that today.
Joining me now, my friend Congressman Andy Biggs from the state of Arizona, the great state of Arizona. Congressman, so we have a head of DHS who has intentionally opened the border, I would argue, and then has lied repeatedly about it. Now, I don't want to get over my skis here. You're in Congress. I'm not. Is this guy in trouble?
Well, he should be. We should not. There should not be any equivocation on impeachment, Jesse. Look, I'm just telling you this. This administration is talking about providing amnesty to literally 20 million or more people. That's an incentive for more. This administration is now talking about doing away with Title 42. Now, when you do that, you're going to see incentives on both fronts for an additional 5 or 6, sometimes maybe even 10,000 people a day. We're getting over 10,000 people a day on average that are surrendering or being captured at the border. This Secretary Mayorkas, he's the guy that's the architect. He's the guy that's implemented these policies that have produced this crisis. And I think there should be no equivocation from leadership or anybody on the Republican side of Congress. This man needs to be impeached, and he probably should be prosecuted for contempt of Congress or perjury to Congress, because when you think about it, he's under oath, he's giving testimony, and what he's saying is the border is secure. And he in fact knows that under the Secure Fence Act, that this border is not operationally secure, and it's his fault.
Okay, could you give us some details on his policies that have caused all this? Because we know there's a problem. We know the border is wide open. A lot of people, though, they can't name specifics. They're not in the know like you are. What are his policies that are bringing all these people? It's 2 million this year. It's insane.
Well, first of all, you have to look at what's the incentives, what's drawing people in. And the incentive is the Biden administration, Joe Biden, and the Democrats said they were going to open the border, right? Okay, so that's first thing. Everybody knows it. That's why in February of 2021, you saw people showing up at the border in Tijuana wearing T-shirts that said, Biden let us in. And this is why you can go down and talk to anybody who's coming across, and they're going to tell you how much they like Joe Biden, because that is the policy to welcome them in. So that's one thing. You've got to change it at the top. The second thing is they got rid of the Remain in Mexico policy, which was such a tremendous factor in inhibiting these incentives. It provided a disincentive. People didn't want to wait in Mexico. They quit coming. So that was pretty good. The other thing is building the fence. That sent a strong signal to the cartels and people who wanted to come here illegally that we were not going to let them in. Those policies in and of themselves inhibited a lot of, those are Trump policies that inhibited a lot of people coming. But I'll give you some more. He doesn't believe in enforcing Title VIII. They don't enforce the law. So when you don't enforce the law under Title VIII, what that means is you don't detain people until their immigration status is determined. That's what Title VIII requires. So what they're doing instead is they're just actually moving people through the processing facility at Border Patrol, either transferring to ICE to be released elsewhere in the country, or they're providing them, they're giving it to an NGO who's going to help them enter the country. So he's reinstituted the catch and release program, which was stopped under Trump. So those are just a few things. And here's the thing, Jesse, you're looking at this, and in the U.S. sector, for the whole year of 2020, the last year that President Trump was the president, fewer than 9,000 encounters, 8,860, something like that. That's all there were for the whole year. You know what it was this last fiscal year? More than 340,000 encounters just in the U.S. sector alone. That's what these policies will do.
Support the First TV today and get instant access to exclusive specials like Who is Ron DeSantis, the history of FBI scandals, and America's worst presidents. Visit thefirsttv.com/support or download the First TV app to become a supporter and start watching today.